Nataka watu wangu nikimaliza, hiyo ni simple test. Kila mtu aenda tafakari. Wakati polisi inafanya recruitment, wanatangaza sub county hii watoto 10, sub county hii 5 nini, ukipiga toto Kenya mzima is about 1500. Ile siku ya passing out parade wamaliza training, wao wanatoa watu wangapi? 7000, 8000, ndio? Hao wengine wametoka wapi? Na wengine wakitoka ni mfupi kama nyundo hivi. Lakini wakati wanachukuliwa kuna mbao, ukisipoguza hiyo mbao ukipita chini unapitanga, unaenda uchukua vitu zako ukienda. Hata wewe ni mfupi. Sasa hao askari wafupi hata wengine niko nao walitoka wapi? Wale watu ambao wanafuata, maana sisi kama Kitale, kama Bungoma, kama Viga, kama Busia, kama Kakamega, ile metangazo ndio tunapata tu. Kama ni 20 ni hiyo. Lakini kuna mtu ambaye nafasi zetu zimefichwa, ambao tunataka tupate kama 500, lakini wapatia 20 ili mtu mwingine aenda ajaziwe. Let me tell you, kama nyinyi mnapata nafasi nyingi kuliko wengine, you have stolen from some innocent community. That is the reality. Meiba, you have stolen. Like today tukiambia serikali ya Kenya itangaza ile majina walimu wa JSS ambao chukule wote waweke kwa gazeti wote, it will cause a revolution. I say this with a heavy heart because countries kama Singapore, Malaysia na nini that we keep on mentioning, our jamaa in 1963-64 walikuja hapa Kenya School of Government to learn about government, how to run government. Walikuja hapa Nairobi na wakafunzwa. Now they are 100 times richer than Kenya. Sasa viongozi wetu ni kupanda tu ndege kwenda Malaysia, kwenda Singapore, kwenda kushangaa vile barabara they have gone for benchmarking. You know they go for benchmarking for 2 weeks, when they come back hakuna hata report. Wako tuna mapicha kwa simu.
Bunge, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BAV. This is Bunge Audio Visual. Remember, Bunge Podcast is the place where we uncover the truth behind Kenya's biggest stories. And if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as well. So today we are diving into a shocking revelation from the Nzoia Governor, that is George Natembeya. And before we continue, let me just he just exposed the dirty secrets behind the police and teacher recruitment in Kenya. And if what he's saying is true, then corruption isn't just a problem, it's a system itself. So as before, without further ado, let's talk about the police recruitment scandal that he began with. So according to Natembeya, every sub-county in Kenya is allocated just 10 slots for the police recruits. And if you do the math and do all the totals from all the sub-counties that you're given in this particular country, it gives us a figure of about 1,500 officers countrywide. That is nationwide. So it means that from all the sub-counties, when you give out 10 slots for each sub-counties, then that gives you a total of approximately 1,500 officers nationwide. So the funny thing is, he actually added on it is that he said that on the day of passing out parade, that number suddenly balloons to 7,000 or 8,000 thereabout. And he had to ask the people that the biggest question that most of the Kenyans usually ask themselves is, who are these extra officers and where do they come from? And who is actually the guy who was behind the recruitment of this extra 5,500 figures? So, and he also asked that who will let them in, because apart from that, he also asked another question, and most importantly, what could be the price of recruiting that kind of immense figure? So it's no secret that police recruitment in Kenya has long been plagued by bribery and favoritism. In fact, reports over the years have suggested that a slot can cost around 3,000 to around 5,000, 300,000 to around 500,000 Kenya shillings. And if you don't have connections or money, your dream of serving in the National Police Service might be dead on arrival. And Natembeya simply said out loud that Kenyans have whispered for years. And then there's also the issue of height. There's height. There's at some point height, and apart from other parameters, height was usually a factor that actually was to be considered for one to actually make it successful into the National Police Service. So he said that during the recruitment period walikuwa wanaweka mbao mahali, then usipofika height yako utosi yako isipofika kwa hiyo mbao unapita ukienanga nyumbani. But it came out so it came out so interesting that some of the police officers, and he also ended up mentioning that some of them wanakonga wafupi, but they usually end up making it successful into the National Police Service. And he openly admitted that some of his own security guards don't even meet the minimum height that is needed for one to qualify as a police officer. So the question is, how did they get through? So either the rules don't matter or the money talks louder than the qualifications. So those might be the factors behind those kind of successful yet inexplicable qualifications. So let's talk about the second part, where we was able to discuss about the teachers' revolution waiting to happen, and also the inexplicable reason behind the recruitment of the saddening figures of the JSS teachers, that is the junior secondary school teachers. So he said that the police recruitment isn't the only area suffering from corruption. He also said that the government ever releases the true number of teachers employed under the junior secondary school, that is the JSS system. And Kenyans, if I told that the number is actually going to be released or rather gazetted, most of the Kenyans are going to be very, very furious. And the reason behind this is because thousands of highly qualified teachers are being left jobless, while others somehow find their way into the system through the backdoor deals like wanahongana. So in this particular context, you're talking about a country where teachers go through years of training, pass all the requirements, and yet when it comes to getting hired, they are blocked by corruption. And this means that the students suffer and the schools remain understaffed, and quality education becomes a myth. Unaona some schools fulani zinakuwa na less number of teachers, wanakuja na kuwa overworked. You find a teacher teaching more than 3 subjects, and the resting time in between the timetable is so little, to the point that by the time the day comes to an end, the teacher is so exhausted, or at some point some classes have to be avoided, or rather some classes have to be avoided to ensure that the teacher has got some maximum recovery when it comes to matters concerning undertaking his responsibility as a teacher. So apart from that, he also said that apart from the students suffering, he also said that countries like Singapore and Malaysia, who used to benchmark from us in the 90s, are now miles ahead in development. He said, in fact, their economy is booming. It's 100 times better than the economy of Kenya. And Natembeya calls it a national shame. And honestly, I'll also support whatever the kind of statement that he made. And one thing I can say about the governor of the Nzoia County is that he's not wrong. He was very, very sincere after he made that kind of statement. So some people are also able to ask themselves, why did he come up with this matter of exposing this kind of corrupt activities in this particular country? So the question was, so what happens next? Do we just shake our heads and move on, or do Kenyans finally say enough is enough? Because Natembeya's revelations confirm that we already knew the corruption has completely swallowed our recruitment systems. The police force is a very, very compromised scheme, and the education sector is failing as well. And innocent Kenyans are paying the price of corruption in this particular country. So the bigger the question is, the bigger question at the moment is, will anyone be held accountable for this kind of wrongdoings, or rather for this kind of what do you call shameful decisions that are done by those who are holding various positions in office? So this is not just about the police or the teachers. It's about a system that has normalized corruption at every level. So what do you think about Natembeya's revelations? Have you or someone you know ever experienced this type of corruption firsthand? So I need you guys to drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because Bunge Podcast. Because here at Bunge Podcast we keep it real. And apart from that, I'd like you guys to also share your opinions in the comment section below. Keep on hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell as well, for you to be able to get more updates not only in Kenya but across the globe as well. See you in the next episode. Adios, muchachos.